Hi, it's Tuesday. This is Bill. In fact, it's the first Tuesday in 2021, and I'm happy. Because it's Tuesday, I've got something for us to think about. We are actually continuing our discussion about character development. When I say character development, I'm talking about who we are at the deepest core of our being. Why is that important? Let me contrast two examples. Someone with weak character might be physically strong. They might be good looking, intelligent, funny, they're likable. They might be wealthy, they're socially adept or politically powerful, but there's a flaw, or more than one, or sometimes many flaws that make their character weak and it makes us uncomfortable to be around them because something just doesn't add up. That's about character. On the other side of that, someone with strong character traits might be tenacious or determined, confident or optimistic. They are self-aware and self-assured. They're adaptable and flexible. They are most likely drama-free and they're reliable. We like being around them. The word for the day is fair. In a community where people are being treated fairly, everyone works together. They solve problems easily. They have fun. They care for one another. They feel safe and they get along. That's why many people want to live in a place like that. It should be important to us to act with fairness. If we do that, people will respect us and admire us and trust us and love us. It's important for justice. Justice consists of the fair treatment for people. Leviticus 19:50 gives this warning: do not pervert justice, do not show partiality to the poor or favoritism to the great, but judge your neighbor fairly. Being fair is one of the 7 pillars of character: trustworthiness, respect, responsibility, caring, empathy, and fairness. It's not fair. Man, if we had $1 for every time a child said that phrase, we'd be millionaires. What's sad, though, if we have $1 for every time an adult screams it's not fair, we'd be billionaires. So in these few moments, let me set the stage for a working definition of being fair and establish some clear steps to foster this in the deepest part of who we are in our character. Let me start with this. Fair does not mean equal. Even though equal opportunity and equal benefit are both central to the meaning of fair, fair does not mean equal. It doesn't mean everybody gets what they want. It means everyone in the group has equal opportunity to benefit. Classroom teacher might offer computer time, but only to students who have completed their work. That's fair because everyone has the opportunity to complete their work. It would not be fair if the teacher only offered computer time to right-handed students. Now, in our culture today, in our social structure today, there are voices that are crying out that everyone should be treated equally. But fair doesn't mean equal. Being treated equally is all well and good until those same voices scream about their treatment that should not be the same as what others get. George Orwell wrote the book Animal Farm. Maybe you had to read it in school. Animal Farm is an allegory for the Russian Revolution in 1917. It's when the Bolsheviks overthrew the Tsar and established a communist regime. Animal Farm is about a group of animals who take control of the farm they live on. They get fed up with their master, Farmer Jones, so they kick him out. And Orwell's message is this: malicious groups of people, like the pigs, will continue to use their propaganda to usurp power, to exploit the vulnerable, to control the masses, unless courageous individuals spread the truth and stand up for those who cannot fight for themselves. It's about being fair. And as the pigs have gained control of the farm, one of the messages early was that all animals are equal. And then it becomes this message: all animals are equal, but some animals are more equal than others. Later in the book, that message is going to become, and pigs are the only animals. Now, in our corporate world, in our HR world, everybody probably ought to take a look and review their policies and ensure that the definition of fair is not written as everyone gets treated exactly the same, because some judgment has to be incorporated, whether this judgment is exercised by HR or by the employee's supervisor. If you're leaving it to the supervisor, make sure they have some training in the difference between judgment and subjectivity. Remember that fair does not equal sane, which is why many of us have strong concerns about the small herds of enlightened raising a cry for socialism. Fair is not the same as equal. It is not equal to same. Now, standing in opposition to the pigs and animal farm is this word from Jesus. You know it as the golden rule. Treat others the way you want to be treated. That's a great Bible definition of the word fair. Solomon, in all of his wisdom, would take being fair to a deep level in Proverbs 3. Do not withhold good from those to whom it is due when it is in your power to do it. Treat people fairly. Treat people the way you want to be treated. So, if you were to take a poll, if we were to take a poll of the people who know you, in whatever role or relationship, would they describe you as a fair person? Treat people the way you want to be treated. That's a foundational element in our character development and becoming a fair person. So what does that look like? Take turns. When you're rushing in traffic and you see ahead that one of the lanes is going to be blended into the other lane, don't go rushing up in that lane to try to block everybody else. Pull over, and if some, let's just call them idiot, does run up and race up and want to cut in, just let them in. Let them in. You're not going to stop them. Treat them fairly. Tell the truth. The truth means always treating people fairly, because you'll never have to remember what you said about one person or didn't say about another person. Tell the truth. Here's a hard one, especially as we got new Monopoly games for Christmas. Play by the rules. Don't make up rules. Don't change the rules in the middle of the game, Dad. Play by the rules. Think about how your actions will affect others. That's empathy. That is putting yourself in the place of another to think about how what you're saying or doing will affect them. Listen to people with an open mind. Don't listen just to respond, but listen to hear what they're saying before you say anything. Don't blame others for your mistakes. If you're a fair person, take the ownership of the mistake you made and confess it. Don't take advantage of other people. So many shows, especially I have to say Hallmark movies that I've been so fortunate to watch lately. Someone in the movie may have done a project or written a proposal or done something in, and somebody else comes in and takes credit for it. Well, we all know in watching the movie, they're going to get it, but don't be that person. Don't take advantage of other people. And finally, don't play favorites. Treat everyone fairly. Treat everyone as a person of value. Understand that they are a person that God values, and that as believers of God, we should want the same, to be like him, to treat those people as people of value. Don't play favorites. So what does all this mean? As we tiptoe into 2021, we must be committed to the reality that adding the ability to treat all people fairly to our character development must maintain a high place in our daily existence. Well, I'm Bill. I love you. I'm glad we're friends, and this has been something to think about.